On the homeless, the proposal of the Governor of California Gavin Newsom. Care Court. Why? Have you ever been homeless? I have been homeless for 5 years in my life. I am a raped victim when I was a minor and I had to face mental health incarceration because of being a raped victim. The mental health institution is not the best place to place the homeless. My abuse had happened to me because of being a rape victim. I was abused and yelled at, and the battery had taken place, and the staff mental care workers who abused me never had to face any criminal charges. Do you believe that taking the homeless off the streets and stripping them from their civil rights is the right thing to do because of being homeless? I had also spoken to many veterans and they have disabilities through the military. Are you going to also strip the civil rights liberties from the disabled veterans homeless who had fought for our country? The police are not trained for mental health, nor are they psychiatrists, to strip the homeless of their civil rights. Many police officers had abused the homeless who have mental health and have taken their life. The police would interact to force the homeless off the streets. We already have to deal with abuse of the police interaction. Care Court volunteers are counting the homeless in each city and reporting it back on the database to the state officials in California. There are many reasons why people become homeless: high rents, or maybe because the disabled are on a fixed income and cannot afford the high rents, or domestic violence had taken place, or job lost. Care Court action plan is to round up the disabled homeless in California. Many homeless will start reacting to a forced situation by the police. Many homeless would not want their camps destroyed and trashed. Many homeless would not want to be forced out and treated as a criminal and forced treatment and forced antidepressants medications, or take conservatorship over their affairs. There are different levels of disabilities and it should not be up to the state to determine their best interest. I believe we federal protection, the ADA Act, meaning the American Disabilities Act of 1989, passed the Senate on September 7, 1989 and had passed the House on May 22, 1990 and was signed into law by President George W. Bush. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the characteristics of the disabled make it illegal to discriminate. The California proposal will violate groups of disabled homeless individuals, and by enforcing this state law will deny equal protection of the law and the privacy of the homeless disabled individuals. Oh really? The Care Court is a state proposal that treatment would be forced on the mentally disabled homeless. What will the disabled homeless have to do? They have some options to follow: either follow the order of the state Care Court or just leave the state of California. How could they leave the state of California? By asking the American Red Cross for help or another non-profit for transportation fare to leave the state of California because they want to camp elsewhere. That may be another option. We need to use the state budget in a way not to take the civil liberties away from the homeless. How would that be done? The Governor of California should consider a foundation for the homeless in each cities, where it is a one-stop program, where the homeless could register instead of forced arrest by the police on the homeless. What happens if the homeless resist? Then Care Court will force them out of their campground and the police will force them to face a judge called the Care Court. What will happen at the hearing? The judge will order psychiatric treatment and maybe help against their will in a psychiatric facility. What happens at the mental facility? The psychiatrist at the mental facility makes a determination and may ask the Care Court to have conservatorship over certain individuals because of being incompetent to handle their own affairs. This will take the liberties away from certain individuals. Right. What happens if the cities do not comply? Then the cities will face sanctions and penalties. So if a homeless individual is camping out in a city in California, what could happen? The police can take the individual away or individuals and arrest them for vagrancy. What would be considered vagrancy? The vagrancy laws were affected in the Erie part of the century, but Congress passed laws later to protect the homeless. But why go back in time with vagrancy? Because homeowners and property owners and business owners have complained on the homeless, and vagrancy is a problem with them camping out near their homes and business. It seems like it's more of an issue on what the homeowners want and businesses. Right. The mayors in each cities have to follow state laws. But the federal laws oversees the state laws, and Congress has passed laws to protect the basic liberties of the homeless. Congress would have to overturn the laws that protect individuals' liberties in the state. Right. What should the homeless do? I would suggest they contact the American Civil Liberty Union or find a way to leave California or call a friend or family member. Would it be better to just go into a shelter? Yes, but a lot of shelter have restrictions and some homeless do not want to go to the shelters because of that. We all need to help one another at this time, and people need to help the homeless and donate for more rescue missions to help the homeless.